A text is even funnier in the morning.
I have a line in one of my songs and it says, either get out or stay in. I won't let these dark times win. And that's just kind of the story. That's my manifesto.
I was riding in the basement, buying Casios.
So what's your first impression when you found out?
What do you think about that name? You know, I'm the perfect age. That was like, you know, when Lollapalooza first came on the scene, like, that was the zenith of cool. Like, you know, I just think about, you know, and those are my favorite bands. I'm thinking about Jane's Addiction and thinking about Pearl Jam, and it's just, holy shit. Like, you know, it's unbelievable.
I was lonely, but I was having fun. I don't wanna start.
Well, I grew up in Indiana, and northern Indiana, where it's pretty sparse. Small town called Goshen. When I was about 13, I got it's called juvenile rheumatoid arthritis, and I didn't have a lot of friends, and I had a hard time relating to people because I was in so much pain that I was in a bad mood all the time. I was kind of an angry kid, so I had all this energy, but I couldn't really move around much and ride my bike and stuff. So it was kind of all put into music. I focus on all this, and how it made me better as a person is that, again, it goes back to perseverance. My knees were hurting so much, I couldn't even like bend my knees when I got up in the morning. And I remember my grandpa was a real tough farmer from Indiana, old school guy. I was like, I don't want to go to school today. And my grandpa was like, fine, we'll put 2 casts on there and put you in a wheelchair. And, you know, is that what you want? And I was like, no. He's like, get up and walk. And I was like, I don't. And I realized I hated him at the time, you know, because I was being, what's this tough guy trying to do? But what he was doing is, that was him caring for me. He was like, you have a choice, like, give into it or just work through it and work through that and toughen up. And people think there's, you know, that's what I appreciate about like people that realize that sometimes like pain is a good thing. People try and avoid pain their whole life, and they want to do whatever they can to make them happy and make their life this safe bubble. But I found that when the bottom drops out completely, that allows you to become a stronger person.
Let me
So as a 19-year-old or 20-year-old, I just decided to move to a random town that I'd never visited in northeastern Pennsylvania called Wilkes-Barre, coal mining town just in the middle of the Pocono Mountains. Like 3 or 4 months after I'd moved to Wilkes-Barre, I was out working or something and got a call like, your house is gone. I was like, what do you mean my house is gone? My friend, I thought he was kidding me. That's fine. He's like, no, the house burnt down. So just as I had resettled my life into this new town, it all went away, everything. You know, it was a defining moment because I had to like, it could have taken, you know, that could have been enough to like derail me for a long time. But I still went to college, and I had a goal. I was working at a daycare, and I still went to that, you know, and I just was like, I'm not giving up.
comfort doesn't mean you're better off.
It was Christmas Day, and we just had this amazing Christmas with my family. Like my grandma, who's probably, I think she's like 80, we had this incredible family, like almost It's a Wonderful Life level Christmas, just fantastic vibes and sharing. And so Christmas morning we had to get back to Philly. We were heading east to Philadelphia from Indiana. And all of a sudden I just heard my wife, she was driving, and she was like, oh no. I was like, what's the matter? And then I felt the car, the back of it starting to move. And my wife just kept saying, oh no, oh no, oh no. And I just looked over and I said, like, it's okay. And that's the last thing I remember saying. I was like, it's okay. I put my hand on her leg. And just at that moment, a semi-truck was passing another semi-truck. And they hit us they broadsided us at the same time. The one truck hit us and kind of went over the back of the hatchback. It was a small car, drove over it. So he did that and then dragged us for about 150 feet, 200 feet. And she broke her ankle because she was trying to hit the brakes so hard. And my parents came, and I was in and out the whole time. My wife was in a different place, and because she was getting CAT scanned, I was getting CAT scanned. So we went back to the impound lot, and the man that was working there said, "Oh, how did you know the people in the car?" And this was like a day after the big accident, maybe the day of. But the guy was like, "How'd you guys know? Did you know the people in the car?" And I was like, "Well, I was in the car." He's like, "No, you weren't. The people died in this car." So he assumed that when the tow truck driver was picking up the car, that both people had died in it. So I'm talking to a guy, and I'm trying to convince him of my own existence as a human. I said, "Well, I'm in this car," and he didn't, you know. But it was kind of strange to debate your own existence. Here I am, a musician. I traveled hundreds of thousands of miles in my life, and I'm 20 minutes away from where I grew up, and this almost ends it. I think part of the reason why I'm so comfortable as a touring musician, you know, and doing this for a living is I realize through all these events that life is so short, and it also can go away at any moment.
I was born in the middle, maybe too late. Everything good had been made.
You know, when people say making records is life or death, like this literally was like, could have been life or death. And I'd already written a record called Heal. So I was like, well, if that didn't take me down, I'm gonna try my best to make this record as close as I can to what, like, pure vision. I didn't want to be given an opportunity to live again and waste it, especially with that record. We titled the record in all caps simply because there's nothing casual about this record. It's in caps because it's me screaming at myself to heal. It's not saying, get better, it'll get better, don't worry, it'll get better. It's me saying, it has to get better now, or it will never get better.
I ain't talking about money. I don't want to talk about love. I hate thinking I'm not the same as I was.
And whenever it is my time to go, I'd rather be like tired and, you know, grizzled and not have a voice, and, you know, just because I gave it all, you know, and I'd sacrifice that for comfort. And, you know, like, I don't need comfort. You know, I don't take vacations. I've got the van is my car. You know, I don't know. Even if I ever get to the point of success, you got to keep yourself hungry. Really, I think you'll lose that edge. Like, and that's where I kind of learned the story of my life. What I'm in retrospect now is just perseverance. It's like you get a bad time comes in your life, and I've learned that you have two choices. You can succumb to it and be destroyed by it, or you can look it in the eyes and just say, like, not today. Like, this isn't gonna happen today. Like, I'm gonna take you down, you're not gonna take me down.
Records like Jane's Addiction, records like Smashing Pumpkins and Pearl Jam and all these fucking bands that saved me, and they got me through that shit. And I dreamed someday I'd be able to get here. And now I'm 33 years old and it happened. So it's a big moment for us. The fact that you're here, that means a lot to us, and we love you very much. And thank you, Lollapalooza, for being so inspiring to all of us. So thank you guys, and cheers to all of you. Thank you.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't wanna start all over again. 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 I don't wanna start all over
Tim, what a pleasure. Thank you so much.
This was great. Thank you very much for having me.